Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, gals and gentlebods, and welcome back to the shed. This is going to be a very short video just to expand a little bit of detail on the cam belt jobs. There was one or two details that I might not have given enough information on. I've had a 2.8 JTD in recently for a cam belt. I was able to film a little bit of it using my phone, so I apologise for the poor quality of the camera work. Hopefully it will give you the relevant information, and Des took a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully this will clarify the setup of the washers that hold the lower cover on and lock the tensioner pulley in place. So down to the workshop. Right, so this is the 2.8 JTD engine, very similar to the 2.5, but you do have to remove the top engine mounting. Sorry about the camera shake, I'm filming on my phone. So the top engine mounting, so there's one bolt, two bolts, and there's a nut down the back there. You can see the ratchet and extension bars onto it. And then there's a 19mm head bolt there which you need to undo to remove that portion of the bracket. That allows you to get the cover off. On the earlier 2.5s and the early 2.8 IDTDs, you don't have to take that bracket off because there's clearance to remove this cover without undoing it. Progress, eh? One point worth mentioning, this one has got aircon, which is what that and that pipe is all about, which makes access a little more tricky, especially for that one bolt in there. If you're doing this as a home job, I would say take the battery and battery tray out. It will give you much better access, and you'll quite possibly find corrosion on the wheel arch top there that needs dealing with anyway. Because I'm doing this as a customer job, I'm not going to bother taking all of that out. I'll fight my way around it. I've done plenty of these, so I know where I'm going and what I'm doing with it. It's just that one bolt that's down in there that's awkward to get at, and wiggling the covers past the aircon pipes. So that's the top mounting bracket off, and the covers are now removed. And the one other major difference with the JTD engine is the injection pump down here doesn't need to be timed, so there's no locking pin for that. And the cam, again, just like the 2.5s, there's no locking pin for that. Just make sure that notch is pretty much in line with that sensor. On the earlier ones there is, well, even on this one there is a mark there. There's a little pimple on the cam cover, but it's obscured largely by the cam sensor. Yeah, I don't know whether you can see that, it's just there. So that's in line with that notch in the pulley. Again, sorry about the shaky camera work. I'm just filming on my phone because I forgot to bring the camera with me. Right, this is the lower timing cover, and this is exactly as I've just taken it off the vehicle. It had been fitted wrongly. So there's the nut, locking washer, flat washer, cover, then there's that washer, then there's that washer, and then there's the tensioner pulley. Right, now it was wrong. That is a stepped washer. That fits that way round, that's correct. This one is a stepped washer. The step should be out, not in. It was fitted like that, should be fitted like that, because then the cover fits over it. That step should go through the hole in the cover. Because it's been done that way round, and then the washers, and it's been tightened up, and in all honesty the nut wasn't actually very tight, but because it's been done like that, it's crushed and distorted the plastic housing. That may well be the issue that Des took a 1, 2, 3, 4 had. So the correct way is pulley onto the boss, large hole stepped washer, step innermost, thicker but smaller hole stepped washer with the step outermost, cover over it, and the cover hole should go over that step. Then your flat, your spring and your nut. I hope this helps. Once again, the importance of checking the new cam belt is the same as the old belt. I've cleaned it up with a bit of brake cleaner so that I can read the numbers. Saves me counting all the teeth, and that number there, 152, is the number of teeth on the belt. That 300 refers to it being 30mm wide. Now the new belt kit that I got was 154 teeth, so it's no good. So I've now got to wait several hours until I get the right kit. But it just goes to illustrate the importance of checking the numbers of teeth on the belt that you get against what comes off the engine. So just a very important point to make a note of, and always check that the new belt is the same as the old belt that came off. It's got the tensioner pulley carrier off. That is the swivel section, that's what it should be. That inner collar is that long. That should be clamped to the engine block with the bolt, and this piece should swivel around it freely. It doesn't. So the easiest way I found of getting them out, make sure that's supported evenly on a vise, drop an old bolt in, and then just tap it through. Not so easy one-handed. If I'd planned this better, I'd have had my camera on a tripod. Then just drift that all the way out, clean it up with some emery paper, put some never sneeze on it and reassemble it. Right, so that's cleaned up. Wire wheeled the tube, emery tape inside the bore, cleaned it up. It had a little wipe of copper slip, never sneeze, and that is now a nice sliding fit in there. I've also de-rusted this face and just given it a light smear of never sneeze, just so that when you're tensioning it, that will be able to slide easily against the surface of the block. And we'll give the face of the block a wipe down with some emery tape as well, get rid of the rust. If that can't move freely, you won't get the correct tension. Once it's tensioned and the centre bolt is tightened up, that never moves, which is why these seize up. So just something to be aware of. Back in place, installed. That bolt, fixing bolt is tight, and the tensioner raised, the tensioner bearing carrier can move freely. So once we release the cap from there and let the spring pressure against it, that will tension the belt properly.